In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a very good 6'8 center build for you guys to use on NBA 2K24. Obviously, it's been a couple of months into it now. I know some of you guys are probably thinking of making a new build, and I've got this 6'8 center build. The reason why I like this build, it's such an easy build in the sense of if you're new to the center position, if you're new to 2K, it's a very easy pickup build for you to use. There's nothing, you know, crazy about it, and also if you're already good at the game, it's only going to enhance your skill at the position anyway. But in terms of the weight, we're going to go 271 pounds because that's the maximum. You can go 275 if you want to. It doesn't really make a big difference, but I just want it to be a bit lighter. It's not the biggest difference, but 271 so we can get at 92 offensive rebound. And this is a max wingspan build, which is very, very important because, as you guys know, a lot of these 7-foot builds, if they go max wingspan, your wings, like your 3-point range, are going to be extremely low. That's the good thing about being 6'8. You can really go crazy with your attributes, with your physicals, without losing too much stuff. So anyways, we're going to get into the actual build. We've already made it. Obviously, one of the key standout things about this build are the finishing. You do have a high driving dunk and a high standing dunk, which, if you guys don't know anything about standing dunks this year, they are extremely overpowered. It's crazy. Now, I think driving dunk is so underrated this year for some reason. I think a lot of people overlook the driving dunk aspect of the game. And trust me, I have played with builds that have a 75 driving dunk and a 90 standing dunk. Not that these builds are bad. They're certainly not bad. But trust me, you get much better animations. You get much... You know, some people are just crazy. Some of these randoms, they be throwing you crazy lobs and everything. You're able to get a lot more better, you know, driving contact dunk animations. You're catching, you're jumping over people to dunk. And bear in mind, you are 6'8", so you're also going to be extremely fast. So I really like the finishing on this build. Again, it's not a complicated build. It's a very simple build to use. You set screens, you space the floor for your teammates, and you play great defense. That's pretty much what the build is about. Now, when it comes to the shooting, again, you need to be able to space the floor. Like, even NBA players nowadays, you're seeing all these traditional bigs learning to shoot, okay? I saw Jarrett Allen shoot the other time. I mean, it was a midi, but I was like, bro, Jarrett Allen is shooting now. What the heck is going on in the NBA? Like, you see a lot of these traditional old school bigs are all learning to shoot. So if you're in 2K, you guys are making these inside bigs, please, you all need to start adding some threes, okay? Just be able to at least space the floor for your teammates. With the playmaking and the passing, nothing too crazy, okay? You have 75 pass accuracy, which is good enough in my opinion. You have silver break starter, silver diamond. These are good enough to make those occasional. You're not going to be like, you know, Kevin Love with the, you know, break starter passes, but you're not going to be throwing them consistently out of bounds either. So I think it's pretty decent enough. You also have a 40 ball handle, which is all you need to get the normal dribble style, which a lot of people, lockdowns or all these low ball handling builds tend to utilize. Now, when it comes to the finishing, this is where, obviously, if you guys have seen my previous 6'8 builds, I went very high on the steal, and I went very, very high on the perimeter defense, which is really good. But when I made those builds, I made those builds in the mindset of I can switch onto the point guard if I need to, okay? Now, this build in particular, this is more of a traditional kind of center role where you're mainly playing the lane. Now, I'm not saying having high steal is bad, but I'm just saying some people just want to like to be a traditional big. Now, again, you're probably thinking, can I go low on the steal fair? I wouldn't recommend it, okay? I definitely would not recommend going any lower on the steal. I think having a 60 steal is good enough for you to be able to get those obvious passes, okay? Like, the thing about having no steal is it's so annoying, bro. Like, sometimes you can see the pass coming from a mile away. Your guy just won't react to it because your guy don't have the attributes to get it. So with 60, you'll be able to get those basic obvious passes. You won't be able to get complicated ones, nor you're going to be able to strip people consistently. But hey, your main goal is to be able to protect the paint, space the floor for your teammates, and be a pretty much an athletic freak, okay? Because you're gonna have to jump out the blocks. Now, what I also like about this build is the interior defense. You have 82, okay? With 82, it gives you silver post lockdown. With silver post lockdown, especially silver post lockdown combined with a 95 strength, okay? You should be able to be guarding most of these wannabe paint mashers, or even my power forward build, okay? I love to post up a lot. I'm gonna have a lot of trouble with a build like this because you're really, really strong, like, in terms of backing you down, and your contest is going to be ridiculous because of your interior defense. Now, talking about defense as well, you also have a 94 block, which also gives you access to Hall of Fame Chasedown, okay? Hall of Fame Chasedown is absolutely insane, okay? I don't know why people are texting me as I am making the video, but hey, we're going to keep focused, okay? Hall of Fame Chasedown is going to be absolutely insane because if you look at the build also, you have a 78 speed, okay? With a 78 speed, you're going to be able to get up and down the court very, very quickly. If you've watched my previous videos on the 6'8", you probably would have noticed one of the biggest thing and one of the biggest strength about being 6'8", being undersized, is the speed, okay? Some of these centers, they have like 68 speed, they have 65 speed, some of them have 70 speed. but 78, you're going to be able to get the rebound. You're going to be able to get up down the court before they even recover. So every time they go for the board and they don't get it, you're going to beat them down the lane every single time. Bearing in mind, you're going to have a 90 driving dunk and a 90 standard. So your teammates can throw you alley-oops. You can catch and just dunk it like crazy, which is really, really good. Now, when it comes to the offensive rebound, one of the key things, if you haven't noticed yet, I know you haven't spent time in the build-up, but if you notice straight away, then you probably know what I'm about to get onto right now. The one thing you won't be able to get on this build is you won't be able to get Hall of Fame box out beast, because you do need a 93 defensive or a 93 offensive to get it. Now, like I said, with this 6'8", you can't get a 93 offensive board, okay? 2K capped you. Now, you can get it at defensive, but for me personally, I think because you have such a high strength, you're not going to have any issues, bro. Like, you have the box out strength with a 95 strength is more than enough to hold every single center, in my opinion, because the strength really matters this game. Like, 2K weren't joking when they said strength matters this year, bro. It is really, really important. And with that 85 vertical, bro, you're going to be jumping out the blocks to, like, grab. Think about it. The 85 vertical is going to affect so many things, which is why I love this build as well. But again, very simple to use, very, very effective to use. 85 is going to affect your rebounding. The vertical, obviously, you need, you know, high verticals to be able to snag like crazy. It's going to affect your block rating. And people don't talk about it. It's also gonna help with your, you know, your drive and dunk animations, because you need it for some of the, you know, obviously you don't need it to be that high, but personally I would go that high, because I think 85 on the 6'8" is going to be insane, combined with the speed, because then even if you're roaming, because the other thing you need to understand as well this year with a lot of bigs is a lot of people are making 3-point centers. So a lot of centers are always spacing the floor. They're always standing still on the outside. They're trying to draw you away from the paint. Because you have that speed, if you know someone is gonna, because a lot of guards on this year, they don't have a high dunk. If you guys have ever noticed, they always tend to go for these, you know, cute layup. And the thing about layups is they are very prone to getting chased down, okay? So with a build like this, you can just run from the 3-point line and just chase them down with that Hall of Fame, plus the speed as well. So it's going to be really, really effective for you guys to use. But this is pretty much, like I said, it's a simple build to use. It's going to be very, very effective. I would love to play with a build like this at the 5 for me, because if you guys don't know anything about my power forward, yes, I have crazy offensive stats, but I ain't got no defense, okay? So I like to play with centers that can space the floor for me. They can run into the paint, because I like to throw alley-oops from the post, catch those crazy lobs, and play great, insane defense. But anyways, y'all let me know what you guys would change about the build. It's very simple, very dynamic, very straightforward, okay? There's nothing complicated about this build. You just get it, play great defense, chuck out the ball, catch lobs, run back on defense. You guys get the point, right? But this is pretty much it. Before I show you guys, because I haven't made a build video in a while, and one of my friend recommended or asked me, or I wanted to make a build for them, and I was like, you know what, this build is pretty good, so I might as well just show it to you guys also to share it. Obviously, it's a build template. If you guys want to tweak a couple of things to match to what you like and your preference, hey, it's completely down to you, okay? You don't have to make exactly the way I made it. But the name of the build is going to be called an Inside Out Glass Cleaner. It's one of those builds that, again, just fun to use. You guys already know. The only downside about this build is you're not going to be like a scorer, okay? You're not making this build to be the main scorer. You're pretty much going to be like an amazing teammate player for all your teammates, whether it's rec or whether it's pro-am or whatever it is. It's a very, very solid build. But anyways, again, y'all let me know what you guys think about the build, what you guys would change. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.